I just deleted thousands of hours of work from my old job.
About 3 years ago, I used to work as a videographer doing social media content for a 7-figure company. I was paid roughly just better than minimum wage and was cranking out, at one point, 50 videos a day. I was freelancing and was on a loose contract. I was desperate for the money. It was an insane amount of work, and however I managed to do it for 6 months is beyond me, especially for how shitty I was paid. The office was an incredibly bitter and snide place, and it was clear that management would purposely stir shit to watch staff fight as a form of entertainment. I kept well away from it, but it was incredibly stressful on top of video work. After about 6 months, I pitched to the higher-ups that my videos are making an insanely positive difference to their sales. I showed them graphs of interactions and direct links to sales on the website via my content, and asked for a pay rise. I compared my ideal salary to others in the industry and made a big deal about how it would still be less than I should be paid, however I still wanted to continue working for them. I was fired hours later for, and I shit you not pulling my weight as well as not having the desired effect they wanted on social media. I was fuming and now unemployed. I struggled for months to find any other job. Today, years later, whilst browsing a very old Google Drive account, I found that said the company was still using a folder I created and owned. They were most active in the files containing templates, adjustment layers, presets, and even videos that I all created. Over 18 people were actively using it daily to continue with their social media campaigns. This was a cloud service that I was paying monthly for as I wanted extra space for my work. This is my drive and my work. I own it. So I copied the file as a local version for myself and then deleted the online version. Tomorrow they will wake up with none of their video assets, including things they were working on. Fuck them.
My 5-year getting paid for doing nothing is over. I'm heartbroken.
I got a night shift job doing data entry back in 2015. I quit and needed something fast at night while I looked for something better during the day. It was a data entry position, meaning I get an email containing the details of an order and proceeded to input the information into our system. Right after my training, I knew this is something AutoHotkey can do. I don't know to code that well, so I went to a freelancer website to hire a guy to develop the code. It cost me a 2-month salary. I just had to input how many orders I want to process per hour. Since day one I was working from home because the company did not want to pay for transport or cleaning during the graveyard shift. For the first 2 years, I would check if there was something the code cannot do, usually took me less than 5 minutes, and then I would let the computer running and watch movies, go to bed, sometimes I'd even go out. Then I added those functions to the code as well. I was doing such a remarkable job I was offered promotions a few times, new positions during the daytime that I'd reject, stating I'm a very introverted person that enjoys this type of position. Eventually, I got another job, better paid, but there was no reason for me to quit where I was working. For my data entry job, I could spend months without having anybody reach out to me. Sometimes some coworkers will try to match my order entry quota, which would make me open the code and change an 8 to 9 to increase my production and keep myself on top. I'd change the numbers regularly just in case, but nobody even noticed. I even got 2 salary raises at some point for never missing a day, and being the top producer in my 3-people department, to which I corresponded by changing the 9 and switching it to an 11 or 10 on some days. My end. It took them 4 years to develop new software that will replace my data entry position. Since clients were granted access to our new system. A few weeks ago I got my severance check. I was told I could keep the laptop and office equipment and that I'm welcome to apply for any position I want. I never talked about that with anybody IRL, not even my family. Even my wife wasn't sure what my job was about with that other company. Now that it is over. There you go, my darkest work secret. I did try to schedule a demonstration of my code. I think that was back in 2017. The regional manager told me they're very busy dealing with the important stuff, just to keep doing the good work I was doing. Which I fucking did until the day I was let go.
Getting fired for refusing the vaccine does not qualify as anti-work.
I've seen a few posts here from people saying they're going to lose their jobs because they won't get the vaccine. Your decision not to get vaccinated has nothing to do with anti-work. You're getting fired because you could be carrying a virus that has killed hundreds of thousands of people and you can't see past yourself. I won't shed a tear for you losing your job and not being able to collect unemployment either. Edit, changed hundreds of thousands to millions. Sorry, at first I was just using US numbers, but I should have included all countries in my number. Don't try to lump yourself in with the rest of the anti-work community, because the issue here isn't a big corporation or a slew of terrible managers, it's you. Get vaccinated, it saves lives. Edited to add, thanks for the awards. One more edit to add, my intent for this post was never to divide the sub. Those who lose their jobs due to refusing the vaccine are suffering consequences to their own actions. Anti-work is about people who have no control over their work hours, their pay, or how shitty they are treated by employers. One last edit to those who said the vaccinated can carry the virus too. Yes, I know. I didn't think I needed to add that, but apparently, I did.
From a manager, this sub has changed my company throwaway because I don't want this linked to my main account, which includes work-related posts.
Throw away because I don't want this linked to my main account, which includes work-related posts. I'm a senior manager at a small firm, under 30 staff. During COVID, our revenue skyrocketed as we were all able to work from home in high-demand industry. My boss, the business owner, asked for my input on how we reward the team. He was thinking of a team activity or Christmas bonus. This sub has really made me question why we spend so much of our life working just to get by, so I put together a proposal: let's work less and give everyone more space in their personal life. My proposal was to provide a permanent pay increase of 10% to all staff. Give an extra 5 days off per year. I come from a country where 4 weeks is standard, so this increased to 5 weeks total. Make Monday an optional workday. Finish all your work from last week. Great, don't come in. The week officially begins on Tuesday, and that's when we meet together. Feeling a little behind? Your Monday is for you to catch up from home, and you don't have to meet or work with anyone else. The proposal was accepted 4 months ago, and all I can say is wow, what a difference it's made to the team happiness, with no decline in revenue. It's a fairly different story to what is posted here usually, but I wanted to share it, as without this sub I would never have thought to suggest such a thing.
Everyone's quitting at my job. I had a meeting today where my boss laid out how I'll be taking on all of my old coworkers' workloads without a pay increase.
I wrote my letter of resignation over the weekend. I'm submitting it tomorrow. Edit, for clarification, I accepted a job offer on Friday that's offering me way better pay, benefits, and work/life balance. This wasn't a spur of the moment thing. I was already planning on submitting my resignation this Tuesday. I was holding back laughter throughout the meeting. Edit 2, wow. Top of Reddit. I'll make sure to follow up tomorrow. The epilogue, sorry it's late, my friends took me out for drinks to celebrate last night, so I never got around to the update. My bosses offered to match the other company's offer. I told them this was an issue of work/life balance and workplace conditions, and a higher salary from them wouldn't interest me. They tried to guilt me into staying, saying they were short-staffed, etc. I only said, such is life. To this, which seemed to agitate them more. One of them brought up my non-compete, but the head guy quickly walked that back and accepted they can't keep me. Just asked that I finish out my 2 weeks.
Half of my office's staff is quitting today.
Last Thursday, my office, a dental practice in a very wealthy area of CA, had a meeting, and we were informed that we would only be approved for 1 day off per quarter. So 1 day off every 3 months. None of us in the office get any benefits. No PTO, no medical, no holidays, nothing. We were also told that because we, the hygienists, are booked out so far that when we take our day off we will have to come in early or work late to make up for the patients we didn't see that day. I and the other hygienists all put in our letters of resignation today. We all typed letters and laid them on his desk. So he got back from lunch and had to read through all the letters. My co-worker told me that she saw him throw our stack of letters at the office manager while saying, "Look at this." Fortunately, hygienists are in crazy high demand in CA right now, and all of us already have other job offers. TLDR boss tries to control our unpaid time off and vastly overestimates his worth. Winds up losing his whole clinical staff. Update: since this blew up, for everyone that's calling BS, I posted my resignation letter and screenshots of texts in the comments. I had one prepared already, but I made another one at lunch and printed it out because I felt like I needed to specify that I was quitting because of the policy on unpaid overtime. And yes, I did print it out at work, lol. Update 2, my boss decided to act as nothing happened. He didn't mention anything or even say a word about it to me and the other staff members that were quitting. My co-worker did see him toss the resignation letters at our office manager and say, "Look at this." The doctor and my office manager were also in a meeting by themselves at 5 p.m. He always leaves at around 3:30, so it was satisfying to see him staying late to sort this out. They both gave me a death stare when I walked by the little window to the room they were in though. Update 3, for those asking, yes, I have another job already. I decided to quit Sunday night and by Monday afternoon, I had another job that's 30 minutes closer, higher pay, and I get off 2.5 hours earlier.
I am from Russia and I'm shocked reading this sub.
Hello guys. I am from 1 million cities 5 hours away from Moscow. I on Reddit for a while, but mostly for memes, and saw this subreddit on the main page for a while and decided to check it out. Guys, I am purely shocked. You should really be on barricades right now with these working conditions. Let me explain why is that in simple facts. In Russia, under mafia rule, kleptocracy, and small businesses hard to impossible to survive, every single worker from dishwasher and cashier to top managers has the following rights. 14 days vacation every 6 months. 21 days for dangerous professions, 2 months for school teachers, logically summer holiday. Unused vacation days are paid in cash according to your salary during the last 6 months of your employment if you leave. Sick leaves are mandatory to be paid. Companies must pay to Social Security Fund, and you get paid sick leaves from 20 to 100% of your salary depending on years you worked at one place. Also, most companies offer 2 100% paid weeks for sick leaves per year after 1 year. All night shifts are paid x 1.5, no matter what. All shifts during your free days are paid x2 or exchanged to free days whenever you want. If you are pregnant, you get 70 fully 100% paid days before the child is born and 70 days after, 140 days in total. In addition to number 4, one of the parents can take 1.5 years of take care of children vacation and receive 40% of the salary. The employer is not allowed to fire you during that period and is not allowed to fire you immediately after. If your position is cut and you are fired cause of that, you must receive x3 of your monthly salary as a bonus. You cannot be fired without agreement with you for other reasons unless you have formal complaints in your personal formal government labor book, which is an extremely rare case. All complaints must comply with labor laws. If you are fired without such complaints, or if they are not strong enough, the labor inspection will go to court for you and make the company take you back and pay full salary for the period you were fired plus compensation. 80% of court cases are won by the labor inspection. As guys, that's the basic shit. You are in the richest country in the world. Your companies are insanely rich and they threaten their workers like shit. Each time I read about piss bottles in Amazon, I think any courier in Russia would throw this piss bottle right in manager's face, make it viral in social media, and nobody would work there ever again. Fight you motherfuckers, we are strong when united. From Russia with love. Edit, wow, 1000 upvotes. Thank you so much, guys. As more people are seeing it, make unions, argue for your rights, quit and ask others to quit if conditions are extremely bad. Your life is yours, not some companies, so respect yourself.
WTF is with all you people writing your boss paragraph after paragraph about why you can't come into work.
I'm seeing this a lot in this sub. People post screenshots of their conversations with their bosses when their bosses try to get them to come in for another shift and give their boss reasons that are paragraphs long. Stop trying to appeal to their humanity. Not only is it cringy as fuck, it only hurts you when you say things like I'm playing paintball or I'm going to the theme park for my sister's birthday. Just tell them no, I'm unavailable, or at most sorry I'm out of town. You don't owe them any explanation for what you're doing, and they do not need to know. On top of that, it's just going to get your boss more pissed at you for, in their eyes, skipping out on your job for something childish. And they could very well take it out on you later. I know this is the anti-work sub, but Jesus Christ, people. Barring a medical emergency, keeping these exchanges professional is the only way it's going to work.
My manager told me during my performance evaluation that I really don't do anything, so I resigned.
I am a project manager on medium to large civil projects in Hawaii. About a month ago, I asked for a raise greater than the inflation rate, more than 6%. They offered me a maximum of 2%, and scheduled a performance evaluation for October 28. During that entire evaluation, it felt that it was 100% to justify not giving me a raise that is in line with the record profits the jobs I managed are getting. My supervisor asked me what do I do for the entire 8 hours a day. He wanted me to account for all my time. What do you do for all 40 hours during the week? He said because jobs pretty much run themselves. Yeah, the 6 jobs just run themselves. Before the meeting was over, he said that if I didn't justify my time, he was going to fire me on November 24th. So I left the meeting, went to my office and turned on let recruiters contact me on Indeed and LinkedIn. Within a week I had 4 interviews and 1 offer. In 2 weeks I had 2 offers and had them making bids. I had plans to quit without notice, but I live on an island and is a revolving door on my field. So I submitted plenty of notice, on November 5th, and made my last day November 24th. I have been copying my boss on all emails and correspondence since November 5th to ease the transition. Today he came into my office and asked me what would I need to stay additional time. I said that they have to make it worth my time. He offered a full month of salary for 2 extra weeks, wants me to stay until December 10th. All I said is I am pretty sure you guys will manage without me. The jobs pretty much run themselves as you said, and I already accepted a position starting the 29th. I have been thinking about it, and the amount that they offered me for 2 weeks is more than what I asked for an entire year of work. All they had to do is give me the original 6% I asked for.
My manager cried to me when I put my 2 weeks in today.
I work in a bakery at a grocery store, and my manager has been complaining for the past 2 months about not being able to hire anyone, so we've been pretty short-staffed and it's been exhausting always having to come in earlier, stay later, work outside my availability, and basically doing a 3-person job alone. I just got the call today from a hospital I applied to that I got the job, and so I put my 2 weeks in today at the bakery. The pay is a lot better and the hours are less intense, so I'm super excited to start. When I gave my manager my 2 weeks notice at the start of my shift, she legitimately cried. She was saying how hard it's going to be to make it through Thanksgiving and Christmas without my help, and she was begging me to stay till January. I felt awful, but I told her I was starting in 2 weeks, so I couldn't, and she hasn't talked to me my entire shift. I know it's not very anti-work since I'm getting a better job, but I thought I would share. Edit. Honestly, thank you guys so much for all the rewards. I wasn't expecting this to blow up because of the kind of post it is on this sub. Thank you for the support and for celebrating with me moving forward. Edit 2. Just to clear up a lot of things I'm seeing. Without giving away where I work, I can say the bakery is a part of a grocery store, that it isn't a small business. My manager is not in charge of my pay, though she does have the most say in what my raises are. My manager is a decent person. She didn't offer to pay me more to stay. I'm pretty sure she cried yesterday because she realized she couldn't go out of town on Thanksgiving, but I'm not entirely sure. To those questioning the validity of my story because I'm saying the hours at the hospital are less intense, I'm going from working 13 or 14-hour days, starts at 4 a.m. sometimes earlier, till around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. from the lack of clerks, 6 days a week at the bakery to 5 days a week with rotating weekends off at the hospital. I guess a little update is that at the end of my shift last night my manager talked to me to see if I could stay until Thanksgiving because she has PTO and going out of town that week, and if I left she would have to work. I told her I would have to think about it, but I'll be starting my job at the hospital that week, so I probably won't be able to.